So we're here in the brand new Marshall room, and we're talking to Rews, who've just done an amazing masterclass here, and we're going to talk about International Women's Day. So what kind of challenges have you guys faced as women in the industry, and what do you think that we can all do, both men and women, to promote better equality in the music industry?
I think it starts with education. I think educating musicians and, everyone on a whole from a young age, that, everyone's equal, and it's really about your musical prowess, and that's all that it should ever be based on. If you're the right musician for the job, fantastic. It shouldn't be about your gender or your orientation or anything other than if you're the right person for the musical position. And I think alongside that, it goes with communication, making sure that we're all talking to one another, supporting one another, and generally just looking out for each other.
Yeah, I think it's really important to just, it starts with you as the band as well, or not just the band, but you as a person. You need to kind of consider everybody as equal first, and then that way your actions will speak much louder than the words. So we try to just pride ourselves on being musicians and just getting up there and playing and, just being the best that we possibly can be. So hopefully, if everybody kind of had more of that mindset, then that would be a really amazing thing. Going forward, really.
So have either of you ever faced any challenges as a result of you being a woman in the music industry, and what do you think can be done to combat those specific issues?
I suppose there are always challenges, but I think you get those in every walk of life. But I think a lot of the ones personally for me have been just kind of comments or people kind of trying to come over and touch you inappropriately perhaps, and obviously that's not cool at all, and I feel like the way in which those kind of situations have been combated, so in respect to the kind of words that people have said, so maybe it'd be like, oh, it's so cute, the girlfriend's carrying her boyfriend's gear, and things like that, where you just have to kind of just be like, you have to not take offence, but also be able to pull people up if they're really derogatory towards you. I don't believe that comment was derogatory, so it was just more like, well, actually I'm in the band kind of thing. But if it's, related to touch or things like that, you just have to kind of make sure you have a boundary there and be able to express that, that's not okay kind of thing.
I think personally I've been fairly lucky. I've only really experienced it a handful of times, which is fantastic as a start point. I think the times I have experienced it is usually due to a lack of education and just not enough understanding. So for example, I've had drum students that I've walked into the room and they've said, oh, you're my tutor, and then when I said, yeah, why wouldn't I be, kind of thing, then they'd say something like, oh, I thought you'd be a singer. And I think it's just that these common misconceptions that we are unfortunately maybe taught in some walks of life to kind of connect and make a pairing, an assumption kind of goes with it, a female would be a singer or something like that. And I think it's just a case of making sure that we celebrate versatility within musicianship and make sure that we kind of get rid of those preconceptions and just re-educate people so that there aren't any kind of couplings with these things, that there are more female instrumentalists, and that we celebrate that, and that we inspire younger females, younger males to get into things that maybe they think they can't, because maybe they think, oh, I'm a girl, I can't play the drums, or a male might think, oh, I can't be the vocalist or a frontman. So I think we just need to break that and inspire them.
So is there any women in the industry that have particularly inspired you guys?
There's loads of amazing women in the industry. I feel personally, as I was growing up, it wasn't just whether someone was a female per se. It was just like seeing an amazing musician would have been something that just inspired me anyway. However, speaking, obviously when you see a woman on stage and being a woman, it's just like, it's amazing because you can just really rejoice in the fact that there's an amazing woman up there. I felt personally, like as I was growing up, my parents were both musicians, and my mother was an amazing performer, and I suppose she was a real source of inspiration for me to begin with. And then it's just like, progress and progress. So I really loved Amy Lee from Evanescence. And then nowadays, like I'm really inspired by St. Vincent, and, she's just an amazing instrumentalist, and just some of the stuff she comes up with is just so wacky and crazy and wonderful. So that's for me.
For me, I think it was firstly, Annie Lennox from the Eurythmics. I just thought she kind of encompassed the whole sort of powerful female musician, and I really was quite inspired by that. And then Cindy Blackman, Sheila E., all of those kind of fierce instrumentalists as well. And yeah, even right through to sort of people I've mentioned before, like Frank Turner, who really is an advocate for women in music and women to the front at live shows, and making sure that everyone is catered for and that everyone can have a fantastic time in a safe environment.
Let's help the creative industries balance for better at ACM.